Hey folks, let's learn something new about the oil and gas industry, shall we? All right, today's show, we're gonna actually talk once again about cold calling oil and gas. Oh my God, you'd think I would have lit a firestorm somewhere with our past episode on cold calling. The emails going back and forth, the tweets, the post on LinkedIn, it's crazy. And there seems to be two sides of the house. There's the side that believes cold calling is a waste of time, and there's a side that believes it's the best thing in the world for sales. Let us help you clear it up. And remember, we're talking about just the oil and gas vertical. Other markets we don't really know anything about, but we know what works in oil and gas. So let's talk about why you should be cold calling in oil and gas. Okay, if you want to be in control of your destiny as a salesperson, cold calling is something that you need to master. If you don't like cold calling, that's because you're looking at it negatively and it becomes a numbers game, right? It's a churn. You have to do so many dials, whatever. No. That's all wrong. You need to look at cold calling as something positive because it empowers you as a salesperson. You may ask me, Mark, how does it empower me as a salesperson? Number one, you have no limits, right? You control the number of prospects and opportunities and ultimately sales that you have by the number of cold calls you do. Number two, you control the targets and the messaging, right? You figure out how to qualify your list, targets, companies, geographic locations, and then you figure out what message works best for them. So you're in control of all of that versus an existing sale where it started somewhere else and you're not quite sure what's going on and it may not be a good fit. No. You control the entire thing, right? It's also a key to new opportunities. You control which of these prospects you can actually reach out and help solve a problem, and they then become an opportunity in your pipeline. Then you're in charge, right? It is all you. From the beginning to end, from cradle to grave, you're in charge. And it's also a key trait of successful entrepreneurs. So you go out and find any successful entrepreneur, part of their maturity path is that at some point they were doing cold calling and they were doing it well. And then finally, another thing to think about, in oil and gas, if you're a good cold caller, you're always in demand. You will never worry about having a job or making good money. Now, I say all this, but you have to understand cold calling is not about you picking up the phone and pitching your product or your company to a prospect. That's not how it's done. People don't have enough time to sit through that. It's a waste of their time, a waste of your time. What you have to do, and we've said this 100 times, is you have to figure out who has a problem that you solve and then who recognizes the value. And that's who you call upon, and you speak the language of your prospect and explain to them about the problem that you know they have and how you can help fix it. And at that point, they'll want to listen. And then just to help you a little bit, we're going to throw a link up to our previous post on cold calling oil and gas. And in there is some cold call scripts to help you get started. And in the cold call script is actually a link for some oil and gas contacts that we gave away, about 19,000 contacts. So hopefully all this helps. We will see you next time.